Today I want to talk about what's called the poor man's Trinity 2. This is a budget-friendly hybrid setup that combines a Steadicam with a motorized gimbal on top. It doesn't have all the real features of a Trinity 2 and it's not meant to replace one, but it does give you some interesting movement options without spending an insane amount of money. This setup is built using the Steadicam axis, a DJI RS4 Pro, the SmallRig power supply base plate for the RS4 Pro, and my Sony FX6. I'm not going to show you how to set up the Steadicam axis or the DJI RS4 Pro or how to balance or anything like that. I've already made videos on that. So you can check out those videos right here if you're interested. In this video, I strictly want to talk about what I added and how I made everything work together. All right, the first thing, you need to have the RS4 Pro set to PF mode, which stands for pan follow. In PF mode, the gimbal follows the pan movements, but keeps the tilt and roll locked. So the horizon stays stable while the Steadicam does all the heavy lifting. I also keep the gimbal on joystick mode so I can manually tilt the camera up or down without having to fight the motors. It's also important that you have the volt system completely turned off. In fact, you don't even need the cables plugged in at all. The Steadicam is doing all the isolation. The gimbal is just refining those movements. The main difference in this rig is the SmallRig power supply base plate. I attach the supply base plate directly to the Steadicam dovetail plate, which then slides onto the top plate of the Steadicam. Once that's in place, I mounted the RS4 Pro directly onto the supply base plate. There's a side locking piece that secures the RS4 Pro to the supply base plate. You slide that piece down from the top, then tighten it with a hex key. And that locking piece is important because it keeps the gimbal from shifting or twisting under a heavy load. To power on the RS4 Pro, I'm using a D-tap to 2-pin LEMO cable. The D-tap goes into the top plate of the Steadicam, and the 2-pin LEMO plugs directly into the power supply base plate. This lets me power on the RS4 Pro using the Steadicam battery instead of having to rely on internal batteries. And this is a huge plus, especially when you're on set all day long. And then for startup, I power on the Steadicam first, and then I power on the RS4 Pro once everything is stable. All right, this is optional, but you can also power on the FX6 using a D-tap to DC power cable. You plug the D-tap into the second port on the Steadicam top plate, and then run the DC cable into the FX6. I tested this and I will not be using this. The issue that I ran into is that the DC cable kept getting caught on the dovetail plate and the back of the RS4 Pro. So it was limiting my movement and causing binding, and especially when I was moving from normal mode to low mode. Now, instead of using the D-tap to DC power cable for the FX6, I prefer to use a battery. And the reason is, if I don't have a battery, my camera becomes front heavy and I don't have enough clearance on the back of the RS4 Pro to move my camera back. So having that battery on my FX6 actually helps balance everything correctly on the RS4 Pro. As far as weight goes, it doesn't really change that much. It's still the Steadicam axis with a camera on top. You're just adding in the RS4 Pro and then the power supply base plate. So it does add a little bit of weight, but it doesn't change it into some kind of monster rig. So you shouldn't have any problems with weight. One issue that I found was in low mode. If you have the top handle still attached to your FX6, you might run into an issue where when you go into low mode, the top handle hits the back of the RS4 Pro. So my solution was to remove the top handle entirely and mount my monitor onto a 15mm rod instead. I can then angle the monitor where I need it without it hitting the gimbal arm. It's not perfect, but it works for me. All right, one thing worth mentioning is safety. The RS4 is supporting the camera, but it's mechanically locked into the rig. So if the RS4 Pro ends up losing power or shuts off, the axes typically lock up, but if your camera is securely tightened on there, you'll be completely fine. The Steadicam is still carrying the system and the camera isn't going anywhere, even if the RS4 Pro does end up powering off mid-shot. Now, this setup isn't for every shoot, but it is nice for complex blocking shots, like moving through a car window or going from low mode to high mode. So if you already have the gear, it's kind of a cool option to have. All right, there you have it. That's the poor man's Trinity 2. If you've been experimenting with hybrid rigs like this or have ideas on how to improve it, I'd love to hear them down in the comments below. But that's gonna be it for this video. God bless, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.